provides legal assistance to those who qualify. We're learning more about the group today. The executive director, Jen Lee, joins me now. Thanks so much for joining us, Jen. Thanks for taking time out of your day.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So tell me a little bit about your mission and those you seek to serve.
Sure. So, Legal Services of North Dakota, we help individuals in North Dakota with their civil legal needs. We often get confused for criminal defense, and we don't do any criminal work. So, we help people with things like custody, divorce, um, bankruptcy work, debt collection, anything in the civil legal world, we're able to help people with, and we do it for free. To the client. So it's usually people who can't afford an attorney because the legal system is expensive and hard to navigate. And so we are the only statewide provider of civil legal services in North Dakota.
Wow. And like you said, you provide these services to free and to people who need them and maybe just can't afford them. So that leads me to my next question, Jen. How are you funded? How do you make this dream possible when you provide the work for free?
It's an interesting question this week with all the different things in the news. So we are not a state agency. We are not like a agency, an arm of the government. We are funded through grants. And all of our grants are for various different programs. Many of them are federal grants. So this week has been very interesting with the federal funding freeze discussion that's been going on, because that would have affected our homeless veterans program. It would have affected some of our senior programs. Our domestic violence programs would not have been able to continue. So we are primarily funded by grants. And then we also receive donations. The State Bar Association supports us as well. And then for filing fees in the state of North Dakota, when someone files a case in civil court, we receive a small portion of the filing fees. So it's kind of a hodgepodge of funding sources that come together to make it all work. And we're always looking for new opportunities to increase services.
Absolutely. And so it does sound like everything just kind of comes together perfectly to help you fight the good fight for these people. So what challenges do you face? Obviously, like you alluded to, this week has been very interesting for you guys, but what are the other challenges you face when you're looking for grants, you're looking for funding, looking for those donations?
There are a few challenges, especially depending what the economy is doing and things like that, and what kinds of donations are out there and what kind of programs are out there. The other challenge we face is a resource. Even getting enough money is difficult, but then being able to staff up to the level that we need. There are studies that show that 92% of people do not receive the civil legal aid that they need to get. And a lot of that is a resource based issue. So we're often having to make decisions on, can we take on a case or not, based on the level of resources we have. So the more funding we get, the more resources we can create, but it still is that balancing challenge of where do we spend all our time and money at.
Sure. So how would someone come to find your services? What's a predicament that you can think of that they would know to give you guys a call?
Sure. So it's really funny because most people don't realize necessarily that they have a legal issue, but common legal issue is potentially an eviction. Someone's facing an eviction from their house. Like I said, do have a homeless or a veterans grant for that kind of thing, but you don't have to be a veteran to call us. Disaster as well. We have a new disaster program where if you've had issues with a contractor scamming you, or you've had issues where you lost documents as part of a fire, a flood, or any kind of natural disaster, we help with getting documents back and making sure that titles to houses are correct and the deeds and everything are updated. So it can be a wide variety of issues. Debt collection issues are also a big one where we see people call for debt collection and trying to figure out what to do with those things.
Interesting. So, Jen, I think the most important thing here is that these people they're real people. They could be your friends, your family, your neighbors. We have about 30 seconds here. Could you maybe tell me a short story about, someone that you've helped who maybe wouldn't have thought that they'd find themselves in these circumstances, but did?
Yeah, so I would say the most interesting one that I have right now is it is a homeless veteran story, because we had a veteran who was current on his rent, but there was a misunderstanding with the landlord, and we were able to come in and represent the veteran and avoid an eviction and get everything resolved so that the veteran did not lose his housing. And I think that's really important to show that there are a lot of solutions out there, and it may not even be in court. It may be outside of court that we're doing something and helping someone get through a specific instance. And reducing the number of homeless people in North Dakota is a great goal. And so that's one of our favorite recent wins that we've had.
Absolutely. And that eviction could have spiraled into, the homelessness, and then that could have led to so many other problems that, like you said, can get solved outside of the legal system just with a little bit of assistance.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Jen. We had some information up on the screen where people can call and contact you. Thank you so much for the work that you do for all of the people that need you around the state.
Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Absolutely. Well, stick around. We're going to take a short break here.